Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. So, we are going to take up one of the most crucial aspects of the preparation process for the day, which is newspaper reading. The question of how to read a newspaper is one of the prime doubts that aspirants have when they begin with the journey of UPSC civil services preparation. So, personally, for me, I have taken a lot of time to finally understand and come to a conclusion as to what is the most important aspect of how to read a newspaper, how to deal with the newspaper, how to deal with current affairs, etc. And I really know that people who are just getting introduced to preparation at these days, who were not usually reading newspapers before, it's very, very challenging for them, and you will take a lot of time. So this is always there, that when you initially start with the newspaper reading process, you will take a lot of time, more than usual. But don't rush. Please take your time and understand that everybody initially takes a lot of time to get accustomed to the newspaper, and once they are comfortable with it, they'll be able to find ways and means to reduce the time, tweak the pattern, etc., so that within a short span of time they're able to cover more detail, etc. But then these are few things which can really help you begin with the newspaper reading process really effectively, and I think it has personally helped me. It has come from a lot of years of reading newspaper. But then if it can really help you uh, have your journey very, very easily found out, so that will be of utmost happiness. So I would request you all to take up today's Hindu newspaper. So I'm using the Hindu for reference. So if even if you're not reading Hindu, you can use any newspaper, but the pattern and the way of dealing with it will remain the same. I'm more comfortable with the Hindu, so I was using the Hindu throughout my preparation journey. You can use in the Express or Times of India also. So the date is February 8th of 2025, Saturday. So if you I'm using the Delhi edition, but that doesn't matter, you can take up any of the editions. So my newspaper is ready with me. So as you would all imagine, I am starting with the first page of the newspaper only, and in the first page, you what are the things of importance for UPSC that you need to look at. So every news is not of importance for you. What is important for you, that you need to understand, mark, and go ahead to read it. So here there is a news about growth push RBI cutting rate by 0.25 percentage, which means that it's a very drastic change, because the policy rates has been kept almost same for a very, very long period of time, and now it has been reduced by 0.25 percentage after a very, very long time. So you have to read that news in detail. That becomes important for economy, and in general for prelims also. What is the impact of a rate cut, etc.? The relationship with other factors need to be assessed. Then in the first page, there is a news about concerns about shackling of Indian deportees by the US. That is also important in the realm of international relations. You can use it in terms of ethics also, international ethics and diplomacy, etc. But factually, there is nothing much in that. And other than that, there is nothing important in the first page in the UPSC perspective. Um, so this is how you save time and understand. Now, the next strategy that I followed is that from the first page, I never went to the second page of the newspaper. I went to the back page of the final page of the newspaper, where there is sports news. In the sports news also, what happens is that these days sometimes we get sports related questions also. So previously we used to never have sports related questions, but now these days about chess, about tennis, and about I think even the Formula 1 racing also, sometimes questions can be asked. So a general understanding of what is happening in the news realm. You need not go to the scores, you need not go to the tips and bits of the detail, but you have to understand who are the players who are doing the things, and if there is a large match, a championship or something, who has won it, etc. And usually from cricket, a lot of questions are not being asked, but general. But in today's newspaper, I don't find anything which is groundbreaking and important in the new, sports realm also. So you can avoid that. In the 16th page also there is nothing very important. um, in the 15th page there is a article on fandom and toxicity in the sports following, etc., which is a read for you to be used in ethics or essay. So it's not very important. It's when you have periphery time, when you have extra time, you go back to these long articles for you to use it and tweak it in a way that can be used for essays or ethic papers. So you can do that, but it's not a compulsory, like it's not the first attention detail for you. In the 14th page, the world page, you will have a lot of important detail, क्योंकि international relations important है. Prelims में you get questions with respect to places, events which have happened, and you have to match it to the place where it has happened. That way it's important. And also international relations in general is important because in mains also you can quote it as examples. So there is a mention of Democratic Republic of Congo, there is a mention of Panama Canal, there is a mention of Bangladesh, and ICC, International Criminal Court, etc. So you have to understand the basic details regarding these institutions, the places where are they located, the geography of the regions, etc. Please mark and understand it, and also understand what is the event that is going on there, what is the conflict that is happening. UPSC will give you the description of the conflict and ask you which region is associated with this particular conflict. So that can be there. This page is very important. Coming to the business page, it's also very important for economics. It's very essential क्योंकि यहाँ पे there is a mention of budget focus on vegetable fruits pulses in a positive factor for inflation. So this correlation between inflation, the purchases, the consumption, consumer expenditure, etc., you have to understand that. The business page is also very important. The most important, the primary news here is this only. You can understand that. In the 12th page, there is a mention of Tamil Nadu governor and the issue of the assent to the bills in Tamil Nadu, which is happening recently. Very important. You have to go back to Lakshmikant to understand how bills are given assent, why, what is the role of governor, what has the Supreme Court said in the previous cases with respect to this controversy with respect to governor and chief minister and the state government, etc. So please read this news in detail, and rather than this particular news, the important is, part is the history of this particular conflict and what is the clause given in the constitution. What is constitutional in this regard? Please understand that. And also there is a mention of biomanufacturing facilities being set up. That is also, you can just give a read. Not very important, but then um, that is what is important from that page. In the 11th page, there is an announcement to be made regarding PM's France visit. You just give a read because the updation will be important as to what is the India-France relationship and what's the update on that. There is a mention of tropics exercise, 9 submarines being used. What is tropics exercise for prelims? You can just understand that. Now UK remaining committed for a trade deal with India. Just an update. What is India UK relations? Just an update on that. And in the 10th page, there is nothing much that is very important. So I think you can generally skip that. There is a mention of a skilling initiative and a combined scheme by the cabinet. You can just give it a read, but otherwise there is nothing much that's very important. uh, yeah. uh, then you can go to the editorial page. So in the ground zero there is a very large report which is given in the 9th page. You can just give it a read. So these are all things which are related to environment. So it's about olive ridley turtle. So these are all important in the case of environment and ethics and essays where you can use it in general, but it's not a question that will directly come in mains or prelims. So you have to understand the relative importance of each particular article. Coming back to the editorials are generally important. You will get data which can be used in various areas, the relationships, the reasons, etc., for the mains perspective. India's voice in the AI global conversations. Then technology and challenge of equitable education. There is a mention of essay report also. Essay report can be quoted in the answers. Then RBI inflation and engaging with the opposition and government. That's very important. So you can give it a read. The editorial page will usually be important for the mains perspective. You can make actually notes from it. Now this is over. Now you have very little attention that need to be given to any other part, because we have covered the major aspects of news. So that is the reason why I started with the first page, but I then went on to the last page, because in between you have local news, news related to your own state or based on the edition. But UPSC will not generally ask you questions, and there is no scope for asking you questions in these areas. That is for your general information. For example, when it's time for interview, you have to give more importance to local news also, because you'll be asked about the regional things and the updates which are happening. But in general, if you're generally preparing, how you will save time is that you read the first page and then go to the last page, so that when you have your attention, you are reading the important parts of the news and not the not very important details. There is nothing much. You can be very very particular. Selective reading you can do for the other pages. So this way you will save a lot of time. So this I have developed from my like gradual experience of lot of years. But they really help me save my time and keep my attention and focus, because international relations पे importance देना है, business news में importance देना है, economic के बारे में जो भी लिखा है, और editorial में importance. Other than that, there is nothing much that you need to really give attention to. The rest of the news is based on time. If you have time, you can just skim through it, but otherwise this is what has helped me. So I used to just put a tick mark. So as you can see, I've just given a tick mark in here in the news, and I've just made sure that after I have read this, I will underline the important things which can be given as data, which can be added to my notes. And at the end of the day, after I've like studied other things, I'll take back the newspaper. I will go through the news again, and I'll see that which are the things which need to be added to my digital notes that I've made, any data point which can be useful, etc. Even in editorial, there can be points which can be used in our mains answer writing. I'll just see again. I'll just revise the newspaper and add the things which are important. Don't add everything. Just for you to understand and remember the news, reading it a second time will be helpful. That too at the end of the day, when you have somehow forgotten everything. So that has been my strategy. This is a strategy that I've developed after so many years of like constant reading and experimenting, taking out things, trying out new things, etc. But I think it'll be really helpful for you, because newspapers are a crucial part of our preparation process, and I hope you will try out these methodologies the next time you read newspaper, or you can try out, get a Hindu newspaper of the day from somewhere and try it out today itself. So that's all for the day. If you have any queries with respect to newspaper reading or anything, you can let me know in the comment section. So I wish you a very happy day. So until the next video, it's a goodbye from me. Thank you so much.